I'm a pro volleyball player and I have 150,000 followers across platforms. Any tips for monetizing my audience? Yes, I have tips. So many tips. Many, many tips. The most frosted of tips. Right now, only taking one-off brand deals. Well, dude, a couple things. So I think one of the things hard for a lot of kind of like celebrity or sports people is understanding what business they're really in. So if you want to be like, basically you are a media company. Fundamentally, what are pro sports and sports in general? They're entertainment. That's what they are, right? So they entertain people. What is the point of entertainment? To get people to continue to watch. That is what the point of entertainment is. And so really good entertainment gets lots of people to keep watching. That's what good entertainment is. By the way, that's what the news is too. Crazy. Anyways, so if that's the business that you're in, you need to make the decision. Okay, so first off, you're in the media business more than, it's like you are a performer. You perform a specific skill, people watch you, and that's how the game works. Okay. Now, from there, you kind of have two paths. Path one is you keep going in the entertainment direction, which you can do by just showing more and more clips of you playing, you spiking and doing all sorts of stuff, and probably interweaving stuff about you, which will then kind of build some depth to the audience rather than you just being some trick shot guy, right? That's path one. And the primary way that you're probably going to monetize is the way you currently are, which is that you're going to have to do outbound via sponsorships. But I see that as relatively limited. The alternative path is to become more of an education business. And so I'll give you a shout out to Trevor Bauer. He was, if you don't know who he was one of the best pitchers of all time and had a really unfortunate situation that came up where a girl lied and whatever. I don't want to get into it. But and I'm saying that because she came out later and said she lied. But it ruined his career, and he basically wasn't allowed to play pro anymore. So what did he do? He couldn't play pro anymore, and so he had to find another way to monetize. And so one is he shows people how to pitch. So I think you showing people how to do volleyball stuff and do it the way that you do it is a really good one. So it's like, can we develop an app or training program that you could sell digitally to show people how to jump higher, spike more, run faster, the workouts associated with volleyball, all that stuff would totally work. The second is that you can sell kind of like it depends how much clout you have in the space, but like you signing balls, you signing shorts, you signing shirts, or having merch associated with a brand that you want to, maybe it's like, high level spiker, maybe you're a serving specialist, whatever your thing is, right? I would have training around that, and I would have merch around that. Now, when you do that, you kind of transition more into an educator and less of an entertainer. But from a monetization perspective, I would be strongly looking at that. Now, door three is that you just find a company that you really like a lot and see if you can negotiate a deal where you can get a percentage of the company from an equity perspective and maybe even a tiny slice of a royalty based on the traffic that you send. Where you become a brand spokesperson, and then you hope that that business eventually exits and whatnot, and you just focus on making content and playing. So sponsorships is going to be more passive. Obviously, you just have to sell and then keep making content. When you become an educator, you have to do more work because you have delivery. Now, you could just sell pure digital. That would make you less money, but it would be less work. If you sold digital and then also services in terms of you looking at people spiking, giving them feedback, that's like basically a personal training business that's focused on volleyball. So that works for any kind of creator that's kind of in any of those niches. But those are kind of the paths that I would be looking at. And all of those are different ways that you can monetize.